Hi, my name is Peja and I work for NHS Improving Quality. I work on a program called NHS Change Day, and the purpose of the NHS Change Day project is to encourage frontline staff to make positive changes, to think about ways of how they can improve the care that they're giving already, and thus improve the feedback and the good experiences that the patients then have. One of the things that I like to say from my perspective is that I came here 4 months ago with my little boy, his name is Angelko, and we suspected meningitis. So exactly 4 months ago we came to the Birmingham Children's Hospital, my wife and I, all worried what is going to happen with our little boy. We came to the PAU unit, and the care that we received at this hospital was phenomenal. It was a very anxious time for us as parents. It was the first time that I have ever seen my boy in such a fragile condition, and the reassurance and the comfort that was given to us by the staff was just great. The first thing that I always point out, that I remember, is when a nurse called Luke, he came into the room with a big smile on his face, and he just lit up the entire room and took away this anxiousness and this fear that I had as a parent. Simply by the way how he was with us, how he spoke to us, how he treated us, and how he was with our little boy. And I knew that we are in a good place, that we can feel safe with the Birmingham Children's Hospital. In these 3 or 4 long days and nights, I've met many nurses. Everyone has been extremely helpful and respectful towards our situation. And I carried with me all these memories of the Birmingham Children's Hospital, which are only positive. I want to thank this staff from the Birmingham Children's Hospital for the care that they have shown to us. Well, Leanne, tell us a little bit about your experience at this hospital, at this ward especially.
Yeah, I mean, this ward is fantastic for the children. Obviously, with Tyler having to come here long term, it's a hard thing because they're not looking forward to coming into hospital. But here they do a really good job of making Tyler feel comfortable. Just simple things make such a difference for me and for Tyler. When you come onto ward initially and you come to the front desk, they all make a fuss of you. Hello Tyler, how are you? Just remembering his name is such, a simple thing, but it means so much because immediately Tyler feels comfortable. It's like coming to friends, and all the way through, they've got Tyler's interests at heart. The doctors are very good as well because they'll make sure Tyler's involved and not talked over, because it's very easy with children to just talk to the parents and sort of forget that the children are there, and they certainly don't do that here.
How do they do this? How do they involve him?
It's initially when they arrive, Tyler, how are you? We're sort of out of the picture automatically, and they focus on Tyler. Have you got any problems? Not talking to me, has he got any problems? They're talking to Tyler, but they'll also say, any problems for you, Mum? Because obviously I might have different issues to Tyler's sorts. But it puts him at ease. It makes him feel like he's in control of his treatment, because that must be a very scary part as well when they don't understand anything.
At first, quite scary. I'll be honest, we've been up on a different ward, so coming down here was a bit more realistic, I suppose. That you have to face reality, and a bit scary, but no, they are really lovely, and we've got to know everybody, and yeah, they're fantastic.
When we were first diagnosed, the nurses were really good in explaining everything. You didn't feel rushed, you didn't feel any question was a stupid question. They made you feel very comfortable, so you could ask anything. I've never felt frightened that, oh, they're going to think I'm silly, they're going to think I'm wasting their time. I've never felt like that. But for Tyler as well, he's had certain areas that he's been worried about, and the nurses have always sat him down, made sure he understands what's going on, because not understanding things makes it frightening. When you understand everything, A, he feels in control, and B, it takes the unknown away. They've always got time to sit and explain it to him in ways he can understand. And because they've seen a lot of children go through it, whereas I haven't, it's easier for them sometimes to get him to understand and to understand the way he feels. This is all new to me, so sometimes I don't know how to comfort him, what to say, because we've never gone through it, whereas the nurses have seen things and through their experience know how to make him feel at ease. And they just make you feel as if they've got all the time in the world for you, and you can see that the nurses are rushed off their feet here. You can see they're understaffed, but they still manage to make you feel like you're the only patient they've got, you know.
The one thing that sticks in our memory is how when we first came in here, it was all very quick. A lot of people suddenly came to see us, and we had not only neurology because of it being in his head, we had Dr. English, who is the brain tumour consultant, came to see us, and they basically went through everything with us. And the way that they do things is to get everybody involved in the start, and then if we no longer need them, then you know they're sent on their way, and we carry on with the people that we need. So
how did it get you involved?
It was just, you had physio that came to see us. We had just everybody from different areas, and they just sort of sit down and explain things to you, and even if we don't need them, you know, we didn't know to start with where the tumour was and whether they'd be able to operate. And so chemo came to see us, the oncology came to see us, and just kind of said we may not be able to do anything on, you know, from our point of view, but we come and get involved straight away so that we're here and we know straight from the start what's happening and who's seeing him and that kind of thing. So yeah, it was quite nerve-wracking to begin with, because you had all different people come to see you, but looking back, I think it made us more aware of where we could be going with this.
The nurses are kind, having my mum with me, things like that. Just the little things make a difference. The nurses are so lovely here and kind, just make you feel almost special. They're so, like, they just make you feel comforted in here. It's like being at home almost with them. Yeah, they just do that extra something just to make you feel special.
I mean, I tend to just laugh and joke my way through a lot of things, as you can probably tell. That's just our way of doing it. So, but there's nothing I could feed back to them that they're not already doing. I know that sounds really silly, but you know, they just do everything so well. Yeah. And the confidence in them is another big issue for me. You know, obviously being a parent, you want the best for your child, and it's hard for me to let go of that control and put your child's life in somebody's hands. That's a difficult thing for any parent. So not only have they got the patient to worry about, they've got that parent who's obviously worried about the child.
So do you know how long did you have to be here for?
I think I was meant to be here 5 days. I think I've got 3 days left.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully this should be my last chemo.
Okay. I'm looking forward to going home then.
Yeah.
And then what's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
I don't know. Probably speak to some of my friends.
Yeah.
Look at the holidays.
Are you going to grow your hair again? Or are you going to keep this style on this?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that, because before I was actually diagnosed, I really like this hairstyle. My dad's going to do it for me when it's all grown back.
Okay.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah. I can't praise any of them enough, and it's a tough job, I would imagine. You know, Tyler's well. There's a lot of children that aren't as fortunate as Tyler. So it must be very hard going from those situations and still finding that spark to come and make a child like Tyler, who is well, happy and have a joke with them. And, you know, you must have to have, you know, multitasking down to a fine art, mustn't you? You know, but I can't fault them. I honestly can't. You know, the only thing I would say is that, you know, as a parent, I can tell the difference between a nurse who's born to nurse and a nurse who does a good job and they're fantastic, but it's more a military operation for them. Okay. That, you know, and you can see very, very clearly early on. But I can honestly say here, they're just natural nurses. They were born to nurse, born to nurse.